Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope surprises Thomas with her reply to his offer, and Xander makes a shocking blameworthiness that leaves Sinn reeling. Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 moment on the Bold and the Beautiful. Xander makes a shocking blameworthiness. Brooke and Ridge bandy their children's love, and Hope is incredibly moved by Thomas's gesture. In Finn's office, Xander tells the croaker that Thomas isn't a good Joe. Finn replies, Thomas. You re-saying that Thomas boggled notoriety? Finn is dismissive. His family-in-law is a lot of effects, but not a killer. He can't understand why Xander is inferring that he took someone's life. Xander says, Emma Barber. He says she was an innocent and didn't earn what Thomas did to her. Xander flashes to telling Zoe it wasn't an accident that killed Emma. In the design office at Forrester, Thomas asks Hope to be his woman. Hope doesn't know what to say. She stammers about how unanticipated the offer is. Thomas assures her he'll always be devoted to her and only her. All you have to do is say yes. Thomas Hope offer B&B in the main office. Steffi complains to Ridge that Hope is using Thomas as a hookup and has no intention of getting serious with him. Brooke appears and says, let's stopgap you rewrite. Talk turns compactly to Eric meeting his labels before Brooke says she's glad she and Steffi are on the same runner about Thomas and Hope not having a future. Brooke isn't just trying to cover her son, she's looking out for Thomas as well. Ridge is skeptical. It doesn't always come across that way, my love. Brooke insists she cares about Thomas, but Hope is like a medicine to him and he has to stay down. Steffi agrees that Hope is Thomas' kryptonite. Ridge argues that there may not be any problems, but Brooke and Steffi differ. Ridge insists that Thomas isn't the same Joe. Steffi says Hope needs to be completely with him, and she knows she doesn't want that, or end it with him. She can't be playing with his feelings. In the design office, Hope tells Thomas he's so inconceivable and so sweet to do this. Thomas says it's for them and their child. He teases that she's not the easiest person to surprise. He realizes this isn't the ideal position, but they've had some of their most inconceivable recollections there. Hope tells him he's so thoughtful and always makes her feel special in the way he values her and puts her first. It's so nice not to have to question his commitment or fidelity. I know how deep you love is for me. Thomas asks, so, that's a yeah? You'll be my woman. Hope can't accept. She can't make that position of commitment to him or to anyone right now. Thomas sighs. Thomas Hope offer B&B in Finn's office. He still can't believe Thomas ended someone's life. Xander points out he hid a baby from her parents. You don't suppose he's able of doing further? Xander decides he should go. He's sorry he wasted his time, but he can't be his croaker. Believe me or don't believe me. That's your call. All he knows is that Emma was sweet, kind, and talented, and had her whole life ahead of her, and now she's gone. Finn asks how she failed. Xander says it was an auto crash on Mulholland Drive. Finn muses, and you suppose Thomas is responsible? Xander doesn't suppose it. I know he is. With that, he exits. Finn B&B in the main office at Forrester. Brooke tells Ridge she didn't mean to upset him about Thomas. They recall when they were dating. She says he was nothing like Thomas and she doesn't want this to beget a rift between them. Ridge believes she's trying to look out for Thomas, but he's changed. Perhaps this is their fortune. He points out his mama aloud. They were horrible together, but now look at us. Brooke muses that it's true. Ridge says his son adores her son. Perhaps they should be together. In the design office, Hope is touched. She loves spending time with Thomas and Douglas. She loves their time alone together. Every moment with you is magical. I'm not ready yet for that position of commitment. She has to make sure Beth is in a good place and still wants to give herself space to figure out what she needs, who she is, and what she thinks her future looks like. I am not ready yet for this, Thomas. I hope you understand. He assures her he understands, but I don't want this ring. It belongs with you. He turns her around and puts the ring on her choker. Until she's ready to put it on her cutlet, she should keep it there right next to her heart where it belongs. Hope is moved. Thomas Hope B&B in Finn's office, he and Steffi kiss. He thanks her for coming over and tells her this Joe came by and says he knows her. Steffi laughs, is it someone she dated? Finn says no, it's Xander Avant. Steffi didn't know he was back in Los Angeles. She says he used to work at Forrester, but was fired. Finn says he freaked out when he learned they were related. Xander made a veritably serious blameworthiness against your family. Further, a love interest for Bill Steffi prodigies if Xander told Finn that he was one of the Bones. Who knew about baby Beth and didn't say anything? Finn says no. That's why we had to let him go. She doesn't like allowing about it. So numerous falsehoods and so numerous lives turned upside down. They go over what happened to her, Hope and Liam. Steffi says it was a terrible chapter in her life and so numerous people were hurt. Finn countries, and your family was at the center of it. Steffi explains it's his biggest remorse. Thomas isn't like that presently. He's grown and changed. Indeed, Hope has forgiven him. Finn is still unclear about Thomas, perhaps he hasn't changed as much as everyone thinks. He just walked in on him telling her what she can and cannot do. Steffi asks what Xander said. Finn doesn't know how to tell her this, but Xander indicted Thomas of murder. Steffi B&B in the main office at Forrester Ridge suggests Brooke stop fighting. Brooke worries it'll blow up in Thomas and Hope's faces. Ridge thinks they being honest with each other. Brooke doesn't suppose that he's set to accept this is as far as it's going to go. Deep down, she doesn't suppose Hope will ever be suitable to commit to Thomas. In the design office, Hope gasps over Thomas' beautiful gesture. He doesn't want her to feel any pressure, but he believes in them. He believes that ring will be on her cutlet and can feel their love whenever he's together. I can feel it all the time. He's awaited for times and can stay a little longer. They kiss. Thomas Forrester cleared on charges, Emma failed by reckless driving. The bold and the beautiful spoilers revealed that Thomas Forrester was formerly cleared on charges. Emma Barber failed by reckless driving. This comes as Xander Avant returns to Los Angeles to talk about Thomas' evil history. Read to learn further. Thomas Forrester cleared on charges according to the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Thomas Forrester was cleared on all charges. Emma was the bone. Who drove recklessly. Tragically, she drove to her death. Despite Xander's protestation, she was to condemn for what happened. Thomas did and inescapably kill her indeed if he chased her. The stoner Beth posted a disclosure on the SoapCentral.com communication boards. Thomas was cleared in indisquisition. Emma killed herself by driving recklessly. Thomas was driving hard but wasn't the reason Emma drove her auto over the precipice and into the Raven, killing herself incontinently. The original bill also participated a clip from a former Accusation on X, formerly known as Twitter. The operative set up that Emma drove like crazy. He participated what happened to Ridge Forrester, who was relieved about this news. B&B suckers took to the thread to reply. One addict argued, I do and suppose his being cleared is the point of the SL now. Who cares if he was cleared by the bobbies? The observers all saw what he did, and what he did was chase her until she drove off a precipice. That's manslaughter, but since he has been cleared of charges that makes him a killer. Another stoner wrote, if Emma is dead, because of her, we do'n't drive that presto, angry, and by texting. Thomas didn't kill her, the police verified it. Problem answered for me. B&B spoilers, police verified the truth according to the bold and the beautiful spoilers, the police verified the verity. Thomas didn't kill Emma. She was frenetically driving to Hope Logan's house to tell her the verity about Beth. She was also on her phone at the time. Several factors led to this tragedy. While Thomas did drive behind her auto and hit it, he didn't instigate the crash. Eventually, she drove off the precipice. The only issue with this B&B plot is that Thomas left the scene of the crash and didn't report it to the crash. What are your studies? Do you agree that Emma's reckless driving caused her death? Or, do you suppose Thomas should be charged with manslaughter?